As you all probably know, support for Adobe Flash is ending after December 31st, 2020. To me and probably most early 2000s kids, the death of Adobe Flash is like the death of an elderly relative. Everyone in the family knew it was coming, and every moment spent with them was cherished and milked for all that it was worth. You'd already packed up their house, eyeing the heirlooms that you wanted to grab for yourself. The incredibly valuable stuff that had been sitting since the early 90s was on display, waiting for the inevitable fights between family members over it. And this unnecessarily long and rather drawn-out metaphor, the house is coolmathgames.com, and the incredibly valuable stuff is the Papa's franchise. When you look up Cool Math Games on Google, it's described as a brain training site for everyone, where logic and thinking and math meets fun and games. But let's be real, when you were in the 3rd grade, you didn't give two shits about math or logic or thinking. You were just there because this was one of the only websites that wasn't blocked by the school censors. Apparently, if you put math in the title, the public school boards of the United States turn a blind eye to any shenanigans. That's clearly why a website with Duck Life as its top numbers game is considered educational and a benefit to the strategic thinking of young, developing minds. This scarcity of fun browser games led to the rise of some of the most legendary and nostalgic titles of all time. Bangers such as B Cubed, World's Hardest Game, Duck Life, Bloxors, Bloons Tower Defense 3, and Run dominated the search history in school computer labs. If you were lucky enough to sit next to your friend during computer lab, you could even complete a few levels of Fireboy and Water Girl before the teacher caught on. But all of these games pale in comparison to the flagship of one of the greatest franchises of all time, Papa's Freezeria. Papa's Freezeria is the best game on Cool Math. You can cry and whine and complain all you want, but I'm fucking right. No other game on that website has created the same kind of empire that Papa has. There has to be dozens, if not hundreds of installments in the Papa cinematic universe. And that's the thing. All of the games are connected. There's an overarching storyline. You don't get that kind of shit in Bloxors or Bloons Tower Defense 3. Each game is like the episode of a series. You start with the origin in Papa's Freezeria and make your way up to the big leagues with the incredibly riveting Papa's Scooperia, and Edna stays with you the whole time. How fucking lit is that? You could be anything you wanted in a Papa's game. You could make anything your tiny little 8-year-old heart desired. Let me tell you, when they added customization to their games, the school computer lab was shook. No longer did you have to play as Alberto or Penny, you could dress up your waiter to look like you. It was like The Sims, but free on your school's computer, and you only really cared about it when you finished doing all the other shit assigned to you during computer lab. But that's what made those games special. That's what made Cool Math special. The adrenaline and sneaky feeling of playing video games during class, of getting away with something and actually having fun at school. That's why the death of Adobe Flash hit so hard. It means those memories that you made when you were a kid, now blanketed in the warm fog of nostalgia, are nothing more than that. You can never go back and start a new restaurant that will rise to the top of a capitalistic empire. You can never go back to that time you got the Super Monkey Weapon in Bloons Tower Defense 3 and defeated a huge wave of MOABs. You can never go back to the moment you beat the final stage of the world's hardest game and then bragged about it to your friends for a week. The death of Flash is the death of an era, the death of a part of your life that you can never return to, an ending. But with every ending, there's also a beginning. And this is the part where I tell you that I know. I know that Cool Math is migrating, or has migrated, most of their content to HTML, so it won't be gone forever. But the Papa's games will. Flipline Studios has addressed on their website forum that the old Papa's games, including the best and the most legendary and the best and the greatest and the superior Papa's Freezeria, will not survive the purge. They will be lost to the sands of time, only remembered by those who could truly appreciate superior art. Or to people who don't update their browsers after 2020. So, to my first childhood hero, Papa, and to the home of so many of my favorite games, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to create so many good memories during the early years of my education. It's time to close the chapter, press escape to quit the game, and fast forward your TiVoed episode of Phineas and Ferb. Let's move on from this ending to a new beginning. A new era. With HTML5! Woo! And that's the video, baby!
Red one.